Alyssa Milano is playing one of the characters in it. God, I just love the way that they make it into that really horror-esque kind of a deal with the music too.
Yeah.
The music is really awesome with it, especially like the car. Whenever the dude's driving in the car, and then he throws him up, and the dude falls out of the car, and then the car fucking like almost gets destroyed, but it gets put back together. And the way they show it all in reverse, like they would in a real movie.
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that version of the Spectre.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I think one of the things for me is it's a short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and correct real quick though. It was Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. That was 2010. The first showcase DC short was released. The Spectre, your number one favorite.
Yes.
Nice.
And I just like how it. I'll let you go. Sorry to interrupt,
No,
Dan, but
not at all.
I do like how it gives you that grindhouse kind of feel. Like
Absolutely.
it could be set in the 70s. or
Yeah,
something.
well, see, that's what I like about it, because it was like a 70s movie mogul, Hollywood-esque, almost kind of like some Tarantino shit, you know?
It gave you a taste of, and that's what those shorts I think we're supposed to do, is be like, hey, look, we could make an animated movie out of this, or a series, or let's do something with this character. Look what you can do with it. You know, what I mean?
If they kept making the showcase shorts with a lot of these movies and added in like the Green Arrow one or
The Green
Spectre,
Arrow one was really good as well.
I was going to mention that one.
Yeah.
That one's probably my favorite short, but I'd say it's my favorite after the Spectre one. The Spectre one's
The Spectre one is
cool.
like fucking badass, dude. And everything about it, and that was even before I started reading the comics.
Sure.
You know, seeing that one, I was like, wow, what is this? This is kind of DC's, to me, is surprising me a lot now because of all of their darker edge stuff. I like the darker side of it. Of course, you know, Swamp Thing kind of was my first taste into it, and then seeing these things like that, you're like, wow, they really do kind of get into the magical, mystical, unusual stuff. And now that I know more about the Spectre, I like it even more. This is the one that I watch like you, if I have like 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm watching the Spectre again. Hold on, I'm watching the Spectre again. And I was watching
deja
it.
vu.
I was watching
deja vu.
Yeah, I was watching it at work, and Mitch was like, "Oh, you like anime?" I was like, "No, this is an anime."
Stop.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Here's Batman Ninja.
Yes, yeah. If you want anime,
That's another one I have not seen, and it doesn't interest me.
It was okay to see it because there were different artists on it.
Sure.
So like from the art style, I'm not a huge anime art style fan. I'm just not either. It's not my thing. And don't get me wrong, there's animes that I like, but they're few and far between. And but it was cool. The art was cool because it did change throughout it, and it was cool how they had like a lot of the Bat family characters. Like everybody went there apparently.
yeah,
Everybody goes to Japan.
Yeah.
Feudal Japan. Here you go.
Even the Joker's wearing a goddamn pagoda.
Well,
and
the fact that they're like in feudal Japan and the Joker builds like a fucking Zoid or whatever out of his fucking building. He's like,
yeah, it's a fucking Zoid.
battle tank.
Megazoid.
I'm a robot. What? Get the fuck out of here.
Any other ones that we?
Well, what honorable mentions do you guys have?
I would say two three. You already mentioned.
I would say the other 11 movies.
Yeah.
Well, you already mentioned Flashpoint Paradox, so that would be an honorable mention for me. I would say Green Lantern First Flight was a cool Green Lantern movie. When I saw it, I thought this would be a good basis for a film if you changed a few things and got really cool designs. Basically, you want to see a cop movie in space is what it is, but it kind of spent a lot of time. It's a Green Lantern movie, whatever. It's honorable mention.
Did you say Emerald Knights?
No, Emerald Knights was a collection of just like stories.
Yeah.
This one's called First Flight.
Oh, First Flight. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
one of the other early ones to come out.
Yeah.
It came out in 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was the first one I got actually, and I was like, "Yeah, this is cool."
Yeah, most of the, because they did concentrate on the Green Lantern quite a bit in the very first couple of them, which was really kind of cool.
Not in the first couple of them. They made the First Flight movie in 2009. Then they're going into production on the movie in 2010. So that comes out, and before that came out, they released the Emerald Knights.
Well, I think that was all like let's gauge.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's gauge what we've got.
And then we all know how the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds turned out. Even if you find the script online, which is much better, That movie did not.
Awesome.
It's not bad, but it's one of those things like I'll take it because it's there.
Yeah.
But any other honorable mentions?
Of course, being an Alan Moore fan, the Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke.
But and I really can almost say that you can omit like a good quarter of that movie and still be okay. They should have made it a short.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that movie. I'm going to be straight up.
Should have made it a short. It would have been cool.
And I'll be honest, some of the newer movies I just haven't really gotten behind. As far as they're just the quality's not there to me. But I would say to round out, like, if I was putting another one on there, Batman versus Robin, which was basically the Court of Owls.
That was another one of my.
I know it's
mentions.
different.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is different.
But the art's good. I like this Court of Owls story. For someone that you're bringing into that story, it's fine.
Yeah,
sure. I guess because I've read the Court of Owls story, I was a little disappointed, and maybe I wasn't really into it when I watched that one. I'd have to give that one another. It's basically
Court of Owls MCU'd.
Yeah,
it's like a quarter of what's really. It's like a quarter.
Exactly.
You get a little glimpse of maybe what's going on, and it's not as cool as reading the comic.
And I think probably one of the reasons that I like it is because I did read Court of Owls. I already know, so I was just happy to see.
But I also
that was a thing.
The only time I'm a fan of Damian really either is in the Batman and Robin series by Grant Morrison.
I think that he's growing as a character. He's
getting
a
little jerk.
Well, of course, but would he not be?
Yeah. No, I know, but
would he not be? I think that's the thing is that you're going to see progress over time, and it's already starting to happen in the comics. It is where he's becoming a more mature person, and he's taking on more of the traits of Bruce Wayne, as far as the giving a shit about anything other than himself.
Well, and he's
but if you grew up as a fucking assassin, the son or the grandson of the Demon's Head, you're probably a douche.
Yeah, you're gonna be a dick anyway. Right. You got money and you're an asshole.
Damon's been hanging around with Jonathan Kent lately in the comics. They're like the Super Sons or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that was a thing.
So
I haven't read any of them.
You're right, he's getting there. Any honorable mentions from you, Brock?
The other one that I have,
because I would say if I had to pick another one, it'd be Superman on Superman versus the Elite.
Yeah. Gods and Monsters.
Oh, and Gods and Monsters.
Justice League Gods and Monsters was such an unusual movie.
It was unusual. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted
to.
But
it's cool. It's cool because it's Bruce Timm, and it's a different take that I didn't think I was going to like it, but it was actually a cool story.
Batman's Morbius. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, he's Man-Bat.
It's the same. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what
he's Morbius, basically.
He's basically Morbius.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just didn't dig it. I like the idea of everything being a little off and alternate. Yeah. I really do. I wanted it to be different, I guess. In my mind, when I saw it was coming out, I was like, this is going to be awesome. And I was like, it was good.
I had no expectations whenever I saw it because I didn't know any of the story for it. And then when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? He's Superman Spanish or something, right? And I was like, what is this? Who is this? It was just weird.
I always thought it was weird that he had that little...
He had a soul patch?
Yeah, but
because he's like Latino, isn't he?
Yeah, but not by nationality.
But he's Superman.
And how does
this guy is like he's different, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the son of Zod, right?
Yeah. It's I don't even
because
remember.
he puts his because they don't,
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm wrong either way, but
whatever.
It was just such a weird.
And how does he cut that and make it that? Yeah, he got his. I don't know. I don't know. I was just that's a little much.
Are they holding two big giant? His hair holding two big giant balls?
Don't do that because Lex Luthor will steal that shit.
Yeah, man.
And clone him.
That's right.
And make him into fucking Solar Man,
nuclear man. I know Bendis brought him back in the comics.
No, wait. I have that one. Yeah, I have that.
Last year, I think.
But he just I think it's just like a picture of him. It's not like, I don't know. It's
Nuclear
funny.
Man goes all ghetto and he grows fucking like big ass fucking nails and shit.
You fucking get in my way, I will scratch you.
He scratches you.
Talk about terrible fourth movies.
Yeah.
That's
terrible
it. That's
movies
DC should not make fourth. Wasn't that the fourth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Superman 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Quest for Peace.
Peace.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
And
The
then
only
they
thing-
shouldn't have made that, and they shouldn't have made the Batman.
Fourth, Batman,
Robin.
right. They
The-
should have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Well,
So you
the
just
best
make it a
part-
trilogy, and that's what they did. They were like, you know what, we're not doing that shit again.
They should.
I think there's different people involved in all that, but
Of course.
let me throw one more out there, just because I
Yeah.
want to get this out there. The Superman versus the Elite.
Okay.
I like this one too. This probably be my sixth favorite one because it's a Superman story that's adapted from the Action Comics 775, which is really cool. It's called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way."
Yeah.
Essentially, these group of superheroes start doing things kind of their own way. You know what I'm saying? And Superman has to kind of get in their way.
Well, they hurt people when they.
Yeah. And in the animated movie, it's just cool because a lot of people think Superman is hard to defeat, and it's hard to give him villains and things like that. And this one just gives them interesting villains. You know, it's kind of a team of superheroes. This one chick can fly and make like snakes, and this other guy's a drunk Japanese magician guy. And there's a Lost reference, and the main guy, Manchester Black, he's in continuity now in DC Comics, and he's really cool. He's like a telepath, telekinesis or whatever.
Well, and you really get to see, like, it was kind of cool to see Superman cut loose.
Yeah,
and
he
talk
has
about that.
Yeah, he has to defeat him in a really cool way. I won't spoil anything, but
Right.
it's just if you're looking for another cool Superman story, that's another one. If it's not going to be the death of Superman or All-Star Superman, because he dies in both of those.
Right.
Spoiler alert, but you know.
I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
I would also throw out Batman or Superman, Batman, whatever, Batman, Superman, whichever one goes in order.
The Public Enemies one?
No, that
The Apocalypse
the
one.
Apocalypse. I really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed.
It's okay.
I thought it threw in some characters that you don't normally get to see in a lot of stuff.
So I don't like my Batman with claws.
I can appreciate that.
That's
I can appreciate
all. That really bothers
No, I
me.
get that for sure.
But other
But I
than
think
that-
the story was done pretty well. Supergirl turning into, like Darkseid's thrall pretty much.
that
was,
dark side fight on the
Yeah.
farm, dude.
So
That was
let me-
rough. Yeah, that was good.
Let me throw something out there. What was the worst
Ooh.
See,
DC animated movie?
the worst one I used to think was Batman Year One. I didn't like that one for a long time.
Maybe, just not for everybody for
No,
sure.
well,
It's a
no.
different
Now
story.
I think it's different because after that, I would go with one of the newer ones somewhere. I would probably say Batman Ninja
yeah.
or Batman.
Gotham by Gaslight.
Well, dude, what's wrong with Gotham by Gaslight?
I didn't even watch it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I was just throwing it out there. I
I have watched it. It was good. It was okay, but it was the book.
Exactly.
It was pretty spot on.
He
and
goes
I had-
after Jack the Ripper, right?
Yeah, and I had read Gotham by Gaslight like probably
art's cool,
4 or
man.
5. Yeah, well, and I'd read it probably 4 or 5 times back in the day when it came out. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's a cool idea. I didn't need a movie about it. I think that was my whole thing with it. I wasn't wowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like whereas
Well-
some of the other movies I am.
I wasn't. Whenever it came out, it kind of came out pretty fast, just like Batman Ninja. The preview for Batman Ninja was awesome. The
Okay.
preview was.
I was,
Then
what
you
about
get into it, and you're like, ugh.
there's Justice League versus Teen Titans. There's Teen Titans Judas Contract. Now, Judas Contract they were going to adapt originally as one of the first animated movies when this was doing when they were starting up in 2007, 2006. But the thing with that is, since then, because they announced that, I'm just going to go off on a tangent here. Because they announced
What,
that,
you're going to digress?
I'm going to digress.
Okay.
Because they announced they were going to make an animated movie about this so long ago. I went and read those comics. I would always look for that 4-issue new Teen Titans series. It's like 4 different issues. I don't know off the top of my head. But it's the Judas Contract. It's cool because basically one of the team betrays them to Deathstroke. You know what
Tara,
I mean?
who is
Tara,
actually
yep.
his lover, and she's 14, and he's like 50.
It's weird. And
Yeah.
his son Jericho's in it too.
Yeah.
Is that the introduction of him?
Well, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
It's cool, but it's not. It's very 80s, but whatever. It was a popular thing. It's not like my super favorite, but they have. Isn't there an animated Teen Titans Judas Contract out?
Yes, absolutely.
And isn't it
Came
in
out
the
a couple
news?
years ago.
Isn't it in like the new style?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I think if you're going to watch, I'd almost say the Teen Titans cartoon did that already, which they did. And
from the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yes. Not Teen Titans Go.
No, not that craziness. But I used to watch that with my daughter, and I'm like, well, okay, great. They've already retold this story in an animated version, though that's not my choice of animation styles by any means, but it didn't lend anything more to it. You know what I mean? In fact, you had less time to develop